I'm laughing. Okay, in order to create a mating gear and copy teeth to make a larger pitch diameter gear, what you need to do is you need to start and open up the gear that you want to copy, open up the original sketch, and then we need to copy the tooth as well as the center point. So I recommend panning over the entire sketch, doing a Control-C. It's now copied. Finish the sketch. Then you want to go into your new part. This is my new part file. I'll then go to 2D sketch, open up a 2D sketch, and then do a Control-V. And I'm going to rollerball out, zooming out, and I now have that particular sketch and geometry in my new part file. Okay, this pitch diameter for the old gear is 5. We're going to go right ahead and grab my circle tool using the same center point, click and pull, and I'm going to make the pitch diameter 10. So I make a 10-inch diameter circle. I'm then going to go ahead and draw a line from that original intersection point that we called point P, and I'm going to draw a line from that point up to my 10-inch diameter circle. After that, I'm going to grab my copy tool, and I'm going to select the tooth geometry. Grabbing base point, I grab the point P. Selecting it, I can move my tooth up to my new pitch diameter. Hitting done, and my tooth is now in place. Copying your tooth directly up puts the tooth in the same position that it was in for the 5-inch diameter gear. We are going to need to adjust the angle for this tooth so that it will now be in a position that is appropriate so that the pitch is even with the pitch diameter. So to do this, I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'm going to find the intersection of what would be big R and little r, the arcs that created my involute tooth, and I'm going to draw a line from that point to the intersection of P. I'm then going to draw a line from the intersection P over to the intersection of the arc and the outside diameter circle. I am now going to dimension the angle between those two lines. That degree, 2.2768357, while it is highlighted in blue, I will do a Control-C, and I am copying that angle. After copying the angle, I'm now going to grab my rotation tool. I'm going to select the tooth. I'm going to grab the center point for my rotation, which is going to be that point P. It says the geometry being edited is constrained to other geometry. Would you like those constraints removed? Yes. I can now freely move my tooth. I only need to move my tooth a slight distance. The angle we copied can then be pasted, Control-V, into this angle. I lost the angle. So I got to rotate it. Control-V. That's the angle that I copied for my rotation. I then hit apply, and I can hit done. If you zoom in, it's going to be very, very close. It is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be very, very close for the rotation. You can go ahead and delete the angle and both lines that you use to get the angle of rotation. We now need to do the dedendum by grabbing the circle, selecting the center point, and you're going to pull out to the center of the bottom of the tooth. By getting the center of the bottom of the tooth, you can see approximately the same amount of tooth sticking out on both sides. We can delete the original arc and then trim the two tails of the tooth to the new dedendum. By doing that, the tooth is now positioned properly. I can finish my sketch. I can extrude the center portion of my gear. And I'm going to make it 0.25 thick. I'm then going to make the sketch visible again by turning visibility back on. And now I should be able to extrude just the tooth itself. That's going to be 0.25 thick as well. I'm now ready to deal with the fillets, which will be the fillet between the tooth and the dedendum. The information will come from the original gear. I'll go to the fillet, edit the feature, select the radius, Control C for copying, go to my new gear, fillet tool, selection, paste, Control V, the radius, and then select the two edges for the fillet itself, hit apply, and then cancel. I'm now ready to go ahead and create a circular pattern for my tooth and my fillet. The rotational axis will be the outside circle. The number of teeth will be then doubled to 40, and then I hit OK, and I now have a 40 tooth gear with a pitch diameter of 10, doubling my original tooth of 5. That gear being complete, you can now take that into your assembly and mate that with your pitch diameter 5 gear.